Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a new sort of type of video. Kind of a sad one. We got official confirmation yesterday that Game of Thrones will, in fact, be ending for sure with its 8th season. And I'll put the link in the description for you guys as usual so you can read the article yourselves from Entertainment Weekly. And I think you'll want to because this one's pretty big, but let's go over it together. HBO has just answered a huge lingering question about Game of Thrones. Entertainment Weekly asked the network's new programming president, Casey Bloys, if he plans to go along with showrunners David Benioff and Dan Weiss's oft-stated desire to end the fantasy hit with Season 8. Bloys said, yes, that is the current plan, and then it says this is the first time somebody at HBO has confirmed this. So we kind of already knew it already when Dave and Dan say something, as showrunners of the show, we kind of know that it's set in stone. But this one is official confirmation from HBO's programming president that, in fact, it's going to be ending at the end of Season 8. And it says, quote unquote, yes, they have a very specific plan about the number of seasons they want to do, Bloys said at the Television Critics Association's press tour in Beverly Hills on Saturday. Believe me, as the new programming executive coming in, if I could get them to do more, I would take 10 more seasons. But we take their lead on what they think they can do, the best version of the show. So how it's going to work out to be the best the show can be. And yeah, of course, we as fans would love to get 10 more seasons. But if, Dan and Dave feel like, that's kind of what they're looking at for the series, and they kind of had an idea when they started, they've mentioned the number of hours for the show and how many hours they could do the story in and how they could do it, then that's what they're going to do. So I guess it just makes sense to end it like that. Plus, they've already gone over the books now for a season pretty much, so they're ahead, and there's going to be 2 more seasons. So A Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones, it seems like, are going to be 2 pretty different versions of not really of even the same story, but a very similar story now, because they're going to go their own directions. And yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. So then there was some questions about the possibility of a spin-off. It says, we then asked if the team is considering a Thrones spin-off to continue the valuable franchise. This is something we've discussed in videos before, and I've given my thoughts on it. I think it makes perfect sense that they would do it. It says, Thrones is one of the most watched TV shows with 25 million total viewers this year across all platforms. So yeah, it's a lot, especially for a paid subscription network. We've talked about it. He said, it's something I'm not supposed to, but of course it has to make sense creatively. I'm not sure that Benioff and Weiss could really wrap their heads around it when they're just about to start production on Season 7. It's a pretty intense production, as we've seen in the finale of Season 6 and that. Incredible, man, stuff that they were able to do at the end of Season 6 there. They're about to start production soon. I'm open to it. The guys weren't opposed to it, but there's no concrete plans for it at this point. So no plans to do it right now. And then it goes on about Thrones receiving 23 Primetime Emmy nominations, and next year, of course, filming being kind of delayed. So the summertime is when we're going to get Season 7, and then that even if we took Thrones Emmys away this year, we'd still have more than anyone else. So yeah, I mean, Game of Thrones, it's one of the best series ever made for sure. And this is something that comes into play a lot with regards to series: is do you keep it going forever, to the point where maybe, or like for many, many seasons in the future, to maybe where the quality of the show deteriorates or the quality is not as good? Or do you wrap it up with the story you intended to tell, with the characters that we've been following all the way through, and kind of wrap it up at that point? So because it sounds like Dave and Dan want to ensure that this goes down as one of the best series ever, they want to finish it off before it gets stale, before it goes on too long. You have too many maybe of the main characters killed off, and it probably would be a difficult show to do sustainably for 15 to 20 seasons or something, because you have so many characters killed off at such a rapid pace, unless they do time. I mean, I guess they could, but then it's almost like they could get into a spin-off territory. So it's really sad news for Game of Thrones fans. I mean, me, myself, personally, I'm pretty sad from reading it and that the Season 8 is going to be. So that's 2 more seasons, 13 episodes a season. pretty much official at this point. That's how it's going to go. Season 7, 7 episodes. Season 8, only 6. So that's it's not that much left of Game of Thrones, guys. We're seeing the final, the final stretch, the final countdown, so to speak, and the series is ending up. Sad for sure, but in one way, similarly with Breaking Bad, I did reviews for Breaking Bad 2 when it was on, and it ended with its 5th season. But that said, the show wrapped up in an amazing fashion. It did make it one of the best series I've ever seen, and if they would have kept it going on indefinitely, maybe into season 8 or 10 or whatever, it may not have ended as good. Like the show as a whole may not have been as good, and Game of Thrones is even at a higher level than that at this point. So that said, short and sweet. It sounds like we're going to get 13 episodes, but it's going to be conclusive, it sounds like, and it should be really, really good to see how it all wraps up. And it will definitely be, I think, when it's over, one of the best series ever made, if not the best. Something that people would want to collect, something that people could watch over again, because it'd have amazing replay value no matter what year it is, even 20, 30 years from now. People probably will still sometimes go back and watch Game of Thrones if they got some time, because it's just, it really is that incredible. It really is that amazing. So, let me know what you guys think, man. It's a huge one. Official confirmation, Game of Thrones is ending. And man, it's sad. I personally been reviewing Game of Thrones since season 2 started. After the first season, I caught wind of it and I got caught up, and then I was like, oh crap! So subscribe to HBO, watch season 2 all the way until now, and man, I look forward to it every summer. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do when Game of Thrones is over, man. Late spring and summer is just not going to be the same without it, for sure. So write your comments below. Let me know how you guys are feeling about it. Sad topic, guys. Sorry, but it's sad but true. And if you like the video, please thumb it up. You can also share and favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, bottom left to subscribe for reviews of the last 13 episodes of Game of Thrones coming up next couple years. That's it for this one, guys. We'll see you again soon for another Game of Thrones video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.